Walking Macau Streets. Dear Lord, show me a sign. Give me a map. Oh yeah.
I don't know if they work there. I don't know the capacity. They might be. Just don't know. Here's St. Joseph. So this is named after St. Joseph. And then down the street is St. Joseph Street. The church of, and there's St. Joseph, São José. And it says St. Joseph Seminary and Church, 1728. So we're still on our Seminário Street. And then we're gonna come up to this kind of interesting little space here. This is also part of a hood of Seminary Street. We're in Macau. Our target street is going to be called Seminary Street. It's like right along this seminary that's right here, called São José. It has a Baroque architectural style. There's even a bell up there, 2 bells, and nice courtyard and all kinds of cool stuff. I might even walk in it briefly, and then we're going to explore Seminary Street, go directly down that way. There's another street right there called São José, which is a street named after the seminary as well. So we're in a little part of Macau, and I believe that this was built in 1728. We'll check it again later just to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's 1728. 2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on. So we're gonna go down there and go down that way. But there's kind of interesting stuff in here, so we'll capture a little bit of it before we start our street. It's inside the church. This is where no visitors are allowed. But there's a statue of Ricci. I think his name is Matteus Ricci, which is a Italian Jesuit that brought the Bible here, translated the Bible into Chinese. And that was like 1500s, and he was invited into the imperial court. Okay, I have to be quiet, so. Hello. There's the front doors. So I'm gonna just come into the courtyard. And so basically when we looked inside there, I didn't want to speak out of respect, but up at the top there's a giant dome, and I've heard that that dome is really special because they hadn't really built a dome like that previously. They had, but it was like modeled after something in Italy, I think, Rome. I think we're not allowed to come in here, but that looks kind of cool space. So I think this might be where part of the seminary is at. So this is probably the residential part, and maybe those 2 guys might be connected to the seminary. I don't know if they work there. I don't know the capacity. They might be. Just don't know. Here's St. Joseph. So this is named after St. Joseph, and then down the street is St. Joseph Street, and there's baby Jesus. I think I was reading about this history of this a little bit, and they were just talking about they call it the cult of St. Joseph. So there was a time period where there was a lot of adoration for Mary in the Catholic Church, and then all of a sudden there was something kind of exploded where the popularity of Joseph, the father of Jesus, became extremely popular, and it was based out of a woman who had a sickness, and she started praying, and then she had some revelation from Joseph, and then she kind of discovered the power of praying to Joseph on her behalf to Jesus or to God for her sickness. And then suddenly this sprout of Saint Joseph kind of popped up everywhere, and that was right about the time that this was all being built in Macau, so that was kind of the forefront at that particular moment. So this is the seminary of the Church of Saint Joseph, São José, and it says Saint Joseph Seminary and Church, 1728. Another part was the seminary, 1728, and then the church, 1758. And this was built with Sao Paulo's as part of the Jesuits. So we saw Matteo Ricci, the statue inside, an Italian Jesuit. So that's because this is connected to the Jesuit church. This also had the arm of Saint Francis Xavier. He was a saint who died in China, and his part of his remains stayed in Macau for quite a while. I think they're in Coloane now, but they were at this church. So so this is uphill a little bit. I'm just going to come across real quick and just kind of give you some idea of the location of where we are. But this right here is St. Lawrence's Church, São Lorenzo it's called, and that's a really beautiful little space. And then right down the hill there's this space, which is seminary. But this particular street, it's called Prata Street. And then this one is called São José Street, which is St. Joseph Street. And if you go down, this kind of leads all the way down to the waterfront. And there's a beautiful Buddhist shrine and temple right there as well. But our target street is going to be the Seminary Street. And so Seminary Street starts right here. So we have Prata, São José, and then our street. You can see some of the Baroque architecture up the top. So our street, let me come over real quick. Go over this fence. And I think this right here, I think Jesus, but then I think there's also some reference to Jesuit, I think. So I think if you see the JHS, maybe somebody can correct me about that. But now you can see our target street right here. Do Seminário, Seminary Street, because it follows the seminary. So we're going to navigate to the other side of the street, try to give you some context to it. So now you can see this is kind of that peripheral part of the where all the seminary students stayed. And then here's a little Becco do Seminario. So this is just a small little patio kind of thing, but it also has the same name across from the seminary as well. Let me see. We got let's continue on. And the Seminary Street's gonna follow towards, ultimately it goes into San Malo area, which is kind of a main central part of historical Macau. And right here is a really cool little square called but we're gonna follow our seminary right there. It's still right next to us, but I like just walking into this because there's a little patio cadeira, and then the other one is down this direction. We're gonna see that from another angle, but right there's O-Nino patio, and then you got a little patio here, cadeiro as well. And then the seminary, now you get a good view of the seminary too. You can see the top of St. Joseph, São José Seminário. And then you can also see some of the outlying area where the seminary students, I think the seminary is where they study the Bible, right? So seminary students, or would they actually be like monks? I'm not really sure. Students or monks? Maybe monks are study religion. Here it looks like, oh okay, I thought it had a Catholic reference, but it has a little bit of different, interesting, cool stuff. Okay, so we're still following along the Seminary Street here, and I'm going to come over to the shady side of the street. There's a little image of Macau right there. So that's our Seminary Street right there. Looks like a Filipino restaurant. Yeah, got Shanghai rolls, pork intestine. Yeah, this area will lead into more Filipino shops and restaurants and business owners. So we're still on our Seminário Street. And then we're gonna come up to this kind of interesting little space here. And the Seminary Street actually goes through the middle part right there. But I just want to give you a little context of what else is here. So we start with this little, this one street, they sometimes call it like Filipino Street. And this is actually Alfandega Street. This is our target street right here, Seminary Street. This is this little O-Nino Park right over here. Then our Seminary Street continues down this way. So it'll go another block. There's some more Filipino restaurants right there. No, Nane's Cuisina. We'll see. I don't know if that's Filipino or something different. So this one is our Seminary Street, and then this one right here is part of O-Nino. So O-Nino is this tiny little street, and it's also part of this, and it's also part of this. Somebody told me once when I was filming that these two birds represent a tree that was here, and the tree, I think it fell down in a typhoon. So I think it was destroyed in a typhoon, and then they made this monument right here, and those two birds represent that tree that went down. So O-Nino Park overlooks this area, and so you can see this goes down to the waterfront, which it's basically like ports. So it goes down to these ports down there, and it's much lower, of course. So Seminary Street is right there, and then and it's on the other side of this building as well. Let me just see. Maybe we'll just go up this direction. So we're gonna go in that way in a minute. It also overlooks. Hello, how are you doing? Actually, before we go, this is kind of a little cafe that looks kind of cool too. So this is this little O-Nino area, but it's parallel with Seminary Street. And here's those bird references right here, where the typhoon took down a nice, beautiful tree that represented this park. And our Seminary Street goes straight ahead. There's the bird reference. And now we're going to be back on Seminary Street. So you can see the sign right there. But I want to capture this imagery from up here. There you go. So let's just try to capture that from the perfect space. Right there. Seminary Street. It's very, very cool. Okay. So that's Seminary Street, and we are going to go one more block, and then that's going to be the end of Seminary Street. Okay. Let me see. It's got a little takeaway restaurant. This Halo. I think it's a Filipino shop. Yeah, it looks like a Filipino shop. The hat looks like a Vietnamese style. So nane, okay, Filipino bread rolls. So that is actually 100% Filipino. Looks like they got pandesal. It's like looks like they also have it with herbs like that. Look like you didn't see it maybe as well as I did, but it looks like it has garlic herbs. So we're gonna just continue down. We're gonna end here in a moment. This is also part of a Seminary Street. Looks pretty cool. Kind of cool apartments when they open up like that. And they got a balcony. Okay. Speaking about balconies, that balcony right there looks amazing, but they need some. There's actually another balcony up there. This one is a big balcony, a rooftop. They need some shade, but that one has like a tin roof up at the top. There's a few balconies that I can see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is going to be the end of Seminary Street, and we're going to come up to the end up here. And so on the side we have a journalistic thing, Rua de Ponte y Horta. And then this you can see right down to the waterfront. So yeah, this is actually kind of a cool little space. It goes all the way down like that. And then of course our Seminary Street. So that's our Target Street all the way down. And that's kind of cool, it goes all the way down the waterfront. I'm just gonna go up slightly more because I want to just give the context of it all. Let me go around this beautiful Porsche here. And I'll just give you some context of the other streets around here. So if you want to see reference, that is the street that goes all the way down to the waterfront. This one is Alfandega, and it has kind of a cool street as well. And then our Target Street with the Seminary Street, and then that Seminary Street kind of goes down, but then from up here it's right over there as well. So it's kind of a cool little space, Seminary Street. Yeah, I like this hill that goes down like this too. Okay, and then you got O-Nino Park right there with the birds. So lots of kind of cool stuff everywhere. Seminary Street, 2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on.